Hello, guys. This is Vineet, and this is take 7 or 8. I've lost count because every time I start recording, and either I get disrupted by a phone call or two, or then I realize that, hey, I recorded it, but I wanted to cover a few more things so it can give you guys as much value as possible. Okay, the real reason why I wanted to make this video was to share my experiences, to see what has worked for me and what I have seen work for other traders over the years, and how you can learn from it, have some takeaways that you can implement in your own trading, not even in your own trading, maybe in your own life, because there is so much to learn. I came into trading business over 20 years ago, but I used to trade different instruments. But it was Forex trading that I started about a decade ago. It really taught me some lessons, hard lessons about my own personality I never knew. And it was such an eye opening experience that has changed me as a person, that has changed me how I look at this world, how I analyze things, how I think in the short term, in the medium term, and in the long term, and how I have learned some valuable lessons that hopefully you guys can learn about yourself, because no two individuals are alike. Our life experiences are different. What shapes us is our experiences. What shapes us is our relationships around us. What shapes us is the kind of personality that we were born with. Is one personality that we are born with, and the another that shapes us is our circumstances, our circle around us, our parents, our relatives, our friends, our teachers, people, our co-workers, our neighbors, our kids, our spouses. All they have certain amount of influence on our psyche, on our own nature as to the kind of person we are today. It's a combination, it's a culmination of all these things put together. So, and what I didn't realize was why that really matters when it comes to your trading. Because I thought, hey, Forex, now I know trading, I know certain rules, I know these indicators, I know the strategy. Now, all I have to do is go find a market that's the most liquid market, Forex. Find a market that's open pretty much 24/7. It's not 24/7, it's close enough, 24/5. What market is it? Forex. Okay, now find the most liquid market, which is even liquid at say 2 a.m. on a Thursday morning. Forex, because at some point, at some hour in the day, there is some trading going on somewhere around the globe. So that's why I decided Forex. And Forex has the easiest entry. You can have a couple of $1,000 or even a couple of $100. And then you can open up a cent account or a regular account with a broker with 500 to 1 leverage, and boom, you're in business. Only to realize that is not as easy as it looks or as easy as it sounds, because it's not the strategy. You may have paid somebody thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars or even tens of dollars to get a strategy that is proven to work. But when you try it, you fail at it. And then you go back, and the same strategy, same trade is taken by a trader who actually developed it. It works for them. And I've seen that happen so many times because that strategy was developed for the trader, or the trader developed that strategy on his own, his or her trading style, his or her own personality. The strategy must match the personality of the trader, or you're setting yourself up for failure. But before you select your strategy, before you select anything, you need to understand yourself. What is my risk tolerance? What is my time horizon? What time of the day works best for me? What instruments based on the volatility are going to work best for me? I'm chasing certain amount of pips during a day, or 20, 30 pips a day? Or am I just going to blindly follow certain signals from certain provider like Edge-Forex? Or I am going to create my own strategy that works with my personality? Answer is the last one. You want to build, if you're in this game in the long term, you need to have a strategy that works for you. The strategy that Edge-Forex has, I guarantee you guys, I've given the strategy out. Okay, I've made multiple videos showing you exactly what our entry rules are. I've shown you exactly what our exit rules are. I've shown you exactly how we do our trade management and how we manage our trades and how we go against hedging against certain losses and how we do our recovery. All of that is out in the open. But for you as an individual investor or a trader to actually replicate that is going to be impossible because it does not suit your personality. It does not suit it's against the nature of your being. You need to find what works best for you. You need to find your own self first before you even start thinking strategy. You need to have your own answers first. First things first, you need to ask yourself, am I a short-term trader? Am I chasing, say, 30, 40, 50 pips a day? Or am I after, say, more short to medium term? And in other words, I am chasing certain amount of pips for, say, 2, 3, 4 days. A move that'll last me 2, 3, 4 days, but I want to capture at least, say, 100 pips. Okay, that's a different kind of trader. Or I want to capture a move that's going to get me, say, 1,000 pips. That's going to be a game changer. And I'll tell you what I found about myself. And then you can do introspection within yourself. And I can help you with that process. Because this is, I think, first of many videos that I'll be making is first, let me share my thought process, my journey, what I have to go through in order to figure out what actually works best for me. What I knew right away from the get-go was I cannot sit in front of a monitor 8, 10, 12, 15 hours a day. I just cannot do that. Okay, I also knew that I am the kind of trader that can actually wait for the long-term trades, that can actually wait the trades that'll move 1,000, 10,000, 5,000 pips, not 10,000, I'm more like 2 to 3,000 pips. And I can wait for those kids and I can build positions slowly. That I can actually do. I can do those kind of analysis. And I found out over the years, I'm really, really good at that. I'm really, really good at reading macro. So I knew I can do that. But if for me to do long-term strategy analysis or long-term trade analysis is not going to put food on the table for me because I need to make that money on a regular basis. I need those pips regularly. So now how do I do that? I figure out that, okay, clearly a strategy that makes me going to sit in front of a monitor and wait for a trade, I knew it's not going to work because I tried and I failed miserably, absolutely miserably. I had a strategy that worked, for example, triplet strategy. It works really, really well as long as you can spot the trades. You can sit in front of a computer. You can let the trades come to you. You can take those trades. And yes, I've made those trades work for me 8 out of 10 times. But can I sit in front of a computer, say 8, 10, 15 hours a day, monitoring, say 7, 8, 9, 10 pairs? No, it's not physically, humanly possible for me as a person. You could do totally different. Okay, I cannot do that. So I knew from the get-go, I need something that is going to work while I am not at the computer. In other words, I needed a strategy for my day-to-day expenses, for my day-to-day money that I need to make to run my family, to put food on the table. I need something that is automated. I need something that is predictable. I need something that is not going to give me a drawdown. I need something that I am happy with 3, 4, 5% a month. Fine. I knew that is something what I needed. So I knew what my goals were. And how did I find that out? Because I tried so many different things over the years and I knew what is not going to work for me. And I came down with the list of things that are going to work for me, which was I have to have an automated strategy. I know what I need to figure out what my rules are going to be. And I was equipped with the technology because in my previous career, I was an Oracle programmer. So I knew I had the skill set to make that happen. Again, I'll cover some other time as to exactly what my journey was to create this Edge-Forex strategy that is fully automated without any intervention, has been running fully in full automation mode for almost 5 years now, since 2021, February of 2021. So yeah, so it's been running for a very, very long time, and it's gone through all the ups and downs of the marketplace. That's the beauty of that strategy, and that's our at Edge-Forex. That's our bread and butter. Okay, that's how we make our daily living. But is that good strategy going to make me into, say, a millionaire, or is that strategy going to give me an edge when it comes to the kind where you actually risking, say, 1,000, but your return is 100x, 200x, 300x? That's what I'm talking about. Those are the life-changing returns that I was after. Now, for that, a short-term strategy is not going to work for you. It's just not going to work for you, because you are looking at moves that are that unfold over a matter of years. And I wanted to capture those. And I have already captured a couple of those moves that have given me 3,000 pips, 5,000 pips over the years. But here is the key. Let me actually bring this one up for you. Let me bring up Dixie. I know you've heard me talk about dollar index a lot, and I don't know if you know my. Let me zoom out. I'll show you what I mean when I talk about moves that are life-changing moves. Okay, guys. So here. So now I'm going back all the way to 2007, 2008 crisis, great financial crisis, and look at this. Sorry, look at this congestion here, right along this trend line. So now, if I am correct, okay, if I am correct, we are looking at a move that is going to dwarf anything that has happened in the recent past. For example, that's the top of the channel. And if I measure this move, we are looking at 2,100 pips. And that move can happen within a few months. But I was wrong. I'm still wrong from here all the way down to here. But what I have done is I'm building positions over time. And I don't lose sleep over that. I do not think even twice about it, because I believe in my analysis that I have put in over the years. So what does that mean? That means I am willing to wait. I'm willing to be wrong 90% of the time in that trade. I'm not talking short term, guys. Don't mix my short term trading with my long term life changing trades. Okay, so now I know for a fact, based on my analysis, I've put all my eggs in one basket when it comes to long term trading. Okay, when it comes to life changing trades, I've put all my eggs in one basket, because I strongly believe that we have to have a concentrated portfolio. You cannot have a balanced portfolio where you're owning some stocks, you're owning some bonds, you're owning some Forex, you're owning some currencies, you're owning some gold. So you have a little bit of everything. So you're not losing much in the long term, but you're also not gaining much in the long term. I hope I'm going all over the place, but I hope I'm making sense, and I hope I'll make sense in the upcoming videos, because there's so much ground to cover, and I just wanted to lay some groundwork as to give you guys an idea, a window into what my thought process is and what to expect in the upcoming videos, especially once or twice a week. I'm going to talk about these kind of things, which I think will help you figure out what kind of personality you are. So now I am willing to be wrong 90% of the time, because I know the 10% of the time that I'm going to be right is going to give me gains that are going to be an absolute game changer than that 10%. Okay, so now imagine me writing this, all the trades that I've built here, okay, from here down to here, riding all the way to the top of the channel. Imagine in a matter of weeks, the potential it has for you to create those gains is immense. Okay, what I know is my absolute worst case scenario is the price is going to fall at this support level. It's not going to go below anything, but I doubt it. I'm going to do more analysis once it decisively breaks this, but for now, I'm going with the assumption that this support is going, this trend line support is going to hold. If it breaks, then I'll figure out what my next steps are. But all I'm trying to say is I am there to wait for this trade, and I know when that unfolds in my favor, I am going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that is what I mean by life-changing gains. And you do that a few times in your life, you made it. Because I rode my last from right here all the way up here. Okay, guys, that was a generational gain. Okay, guys, and same thing with GBP USD. Anyway, so I was doing some analysis, so let it be. I rode it from we rode it from mid 120s, 122, 123, right around there, all the way down to par. We rode it, we took our profits, and we're happy. But we were wrong for a long time, but when we were right, we were really right. We were waited, and we waited, and we waited. Now, that is what I call wolf personality. Why? Because a wolf is going to wait for its prey. A wolf is going to be a loner for a very, very long time. Yes, they hunt in packs, but if you really do your research into wolves' personality, you will realize that wolves are they are confident. Once they make their decision, they stick by it. Once they figure out their prey, once they're chasing a prey, they will wait and wait and wait for days and weeks on end to catch the right prey. Now, if you have a personality which is the other side of, say, my personality, which is that, hey, you are risk averse. You are not too sure about the analysis, and you cannot take a drawdown. Again, guys, I'm not talking here short term. I'm not talking my Edge-Forex strategy. I'm not talking about the Edge-Forex signals that we provide. That's extremely short-term trading, in and out, make our 30, 40, 50, 100 pips, 200 pips, and we're done. Most of the times we are out of the market. Why? Because that's our risk averse. That's our bread and butter. That's how we eat regularly. That's a food on the table money. So we don't fuck with that. What we do is the wolf personality of Edge-Forex comes out on the other side of it when we are building our long-term trades, because that's what works for us. But that is something that works for me. If that's something that works for me, doesn't mean it's going to work for you. The only way to figure out what works for you is to understand your personality, to really write down. I'll actually do some questionnaires over the next coming days and weeks to figure out for yourself as to what kind of personality you are. Because if you lose sleep over building a positions that are going to be in negative for 90% of the time, so for months and months at a time, fine, that's not your personality. That's not who you are. Doesn't make you right or wrong. Does not make you good or bad. It's just that's the kind of person you are. Doesn't change anything. I'm not saying wolf personality is better than sheep personality or vice versa. So you need to figure out what personality you are. You need to figure out what works for you. You need to figure out, is it the short term? Is it the medium term? Is it the long term trades that you are comfortable with? What kind of trading, what kind of trader are you? All right. You can have Edge-Forex signals. You can follow those. Yes, they'll put food on the table. Yes, you will grow your account, but it's not going to be astronomical gains. You're not going to gain the gains are not going to be life-changing. You'll gain 3, 4, 5% a month. If that's what you're after, fine. That's the kind of trader you are. I'm not saying anything wrong with that. Please, guys, understand. I'm not here to judge anybody. All I'm trying to do is for you guys to understand the kind of trader you are. Are you a wolf, or are you willing to sit out, and be wrong 90% of the time, and build those positions that are not intuitive? Build those positions that are going against all the analysts because you've done your analysis and you're sticking by it. For example, gold. I was screaming and I was shouting of the rooftop when gold was, say, 16, 17, 1800. And I say, guys, gold is this is about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Gold is about to break out, and once it does, guys, it's gonna blow you guys away with how fast it's gonna break out. And that's exactly what happened. But I was wrong for years when I was building my positions. I've been building my positions in gold since 2003, 2004. Okay, guys, because I look at gold differently. I look at gold as generational wealth. Again, not the topic for today. That's my personality. That's my thought process. There is generational wealth that you don't fuck with. Then you have really, really long-term trades that can actually be a life changer. Okay, and you have the trades that are short-term, that are going to put food on my table. Those are extremely short-term trades like we do on Edge-Forex. So again, hopefully you guys, I was able to kind of articulate it so it could give you guys a window into, say, my personality or my thought process. And that's what I want you guys to do for yourselves and figure out. And I am going to give you the tools to do that in questionnaires, in videos like this, to figure out who you are, what kind of trading that actually works for you, what your risk tolerance, all those kind of things. And it is going to be life-changing. It is going to give you a window into your own personality like never before. That's what it did to me. I'm a totally different person today, knowing the kind of person I am, knowing the kind of personality I have. It has changed my relationships for better. Because I know there are certain things I am going to react to because that's my personality. Okay, there are certain strategies that work for me that are never going to work for you. There are certain, and vice versa. Because our personalities, our nature, they must match how we trade. And I'm here to share all that with you guys end to end. My goal is not here to sell you guys anything. My goal, I've told you guys before, is to create a community where we kind of are together. We are in this path, in this journey together to learn and to make loads and loads of money in the process. And also learn a thing or two about our own personality, learn a thing or two about trading, not trading, we'll learn a lot. Just life, guys. Just so many things to do and to learn. And if these things, they make sense, if you guys want to get deeper or delve deeper into it, do let me know, because it took me like 6, 7, 8 times to do this video. I just want to make sure I'm putting in effort where it actually is benefiting somebody, is benefiting you guys, and you're learning something out of it, even though it's do self-reflection as to what your trading style is, as to what your personality is. I think that's it. That's it for now. And I'm looking forward to your comments and see if this video made sense. If not, do let me know. So at least I know to try giving you this message a little differently, or maybe not give it to you at all. Like, I just want to make sure that you're getting some value out of it. I just want to make sure you are able to learn a thing or two about yourself in the process. Again, I said this is just the beginning of the journey. This is just the beginning of what I have in mind to cover over the next days and weeks and months to come. That said, I'll close off for now. Do give me your feedback in your comments. Looking forward to that.